Trapped in the attic, trapped in the attic, trapped in the attic for 7 days. Trapped in the attic, trapped in the attic, oh help me. Hi everybody, it's the 14th of March, it's 2020, yeah. Yeah, it's day 2 of Trapped in the Attic. Got a new tasty intro. It's the same as the old intro, but I just made it sound better. I hope you appreciate that. So the episode I made yesterday was a little trial episode, and I was going to re-record it, but then I thought it was raw, and if I want to actually document my thoughts on the day-to-day, then I need to do that and stick true to that. So that one's staying up. It is literally like a mindless ramble with a loose structure. But if I'm going to do this properly, I've actually written things down today. Just some things to guide me and guide my my mouth, because I will just talk with endless tangents, no point or purpose, which is fun sometimes, but other times it's not fun. I'm saying that, but it probably will just happen anyway. so yeah, welcome back. Just for anyone who's interested in as to why I'm doing this. So if you haven't listened to the previous episode, yesterday morning got some suspect symptoms: a cough, runny nose, I think a bit of a fever, if I'm honest. And I checked some stuff out, talked to some people. The hammer came down that I needed to self-quarantine for 7 days. And it was, the news was not well received on my part. Because I don't do well being by myself and having nothing to do. And my good friend Susan was like, oh, why don't you do a vlog? And I was like, nah, I don't think anyone wants to see what I'm doing. It's incredibly boring, people. I really am not doing much, and it's not a huge space either, so I kind of go from the desk to the bed to the desk to the bed. But I thought, why not do a podcast? It'll give me something to do. It means that I'm able to talk endlessly, which is good for me. Even if no one's listening, this is good. And it takes a lot of time to edit and stuff, and I have so much time. So I thought, what a great idea. So that's why I'm doing it. It's giving me something to do, and it'll keep my mum updated, if anything else. So, hi Mum. I don't call you Mum, do I? Ma. I don't know why I did that. Sorry, I don't call you Mum. I refer to you as my mum to other people, but I'd say Ma. Hi, Ma. Anyway, so we're gonna have I'm gonna section this up a bit. There's gonna be actual kind of bits to this, and the first bit is, what is the world saying about the virus today? It changes every day. It's rapid. You'll know. So I'm gonna kind of just update you. I don't have the authority on this. But I don't know. I'm going to tell you what's going on anyway. I'm going to tell you where I found out those things so that you can decide whether or not to trust it yourself. But what's the world saying about the coronavirus today? Alright, so today's the 14th of March, 2020. It's raining where I live. It rains a lot where I live, but I'm okay with that because I'm really into rain. Especially when you can't go outside. And especially when I can go outside, actually, I retract that. But it's raining. I've kind of had a look at what's cracking off today on the interwebs and with the news and stuff. So in terms of the numbers, we've had, sadly, 10 more deaths. I think, 10 more deaths in the UK, which has brought the total number of deaths up to 21. which is sad, really unfortunate. And it means that 100 and whoa, incorrect. It means there's now 1,140 confirmed cases of the virus. So that's a lot of people. Um, and there's probably more, as Bojo said the other day. There's probably thousands more, but I've confirmed that's the number. Personally for me, if people are kind of dropping left, right, and centre, seemingly. Okay, no, let me rephrase that. People are being cautious. I don't know anyone that has it, like confirmed, but I know people have like lesser symptoms like I do, and are kind of being wise and staying behind closed doors. But like I said before, it's really odd because everything that's going on, it could literally, it's just, it's normal stuff. People get colds, people get headaches, people get achy, but in the current climate, you just can't take any chances. So I was kind of I was watching the Sky News little ditty on YouTube about it, and I was scrolling down the comments, and there's some absolute baggers that I just want to share that really made me laugh. So there's a comment here that says Italy, lockdown. China, lockdown. France, close schools. Ireland, close schools. England, head to the Winchester for a pint and wait for all this to blow over. That tickled me. If you know the reference, you know it. But that really made me laugh. I'm like, that's precisely the attitude. Oh, so that's funny. Uh, what else? Other countries taking serious action. The UK, may the odds be ever in your favour. Other things that are going on, ITV News has reported that mass gatherings are set to be banned, so I think that means churches, obviously. So we'll see what cracks off there. If and when that happens, it'll be a big shift in how we do things. Football. I told you yesterday I'm kind of watching the football as my guide to how serious this is, which is, in retrospect, a horrific way to gauge anything. But Premier League has postponed all the games till the 3rd of April. Just gonna have a chocolate bar. Pretty much every major football league in Europe is ceased. So there's no football for a bit. But for me personally, the big question, and I think the question on all of our minds, is what about Eurovision? I'm serious though. Like, if you think about Eurovision in its how it's set up, it's asking for trouble. It's literally an event. Thousands and thousands of people go to it. All those people come from lots of different countries in Europe, nearly every country in Europe. They go to one place and they all stand in a big arena for 3 days together, and then they all go back to their respective countries. I mean, it's not going to happen, is it? Which is sad. I love Eurovision. I really do. It's one of my life's great joys, so I don't know what's going to happen to it. But I have it from a source. My friend Becky she messaged me today with a little thing that says Eurovision. If it doesn't happen, they might just live stream every act's performance and do it kind of remotely. Which as long as we get something, I'd be really upset if Eurovision gets cancelled. Come on. Come on, Eurovision, please, Lord. Save Eurovision at least. Yeah, so that's kind of what's kicking off in the press, and a big question, is the press causing more panic than necessary? Yes, probably, yes, most likely, yes. And realistically, you can find whatever you're looking for to back up your fears, and as a Christian, I don't well, we don't believe that we are dictated by fear, and so you know, we kind of have to navigate that with what's going on. But we are also called to be wise, so do we still need to be careful? Yes. Do we need to be scared? No, I don't think so. So just be careful what you're reading and seeing, and don't worry too much. The country's gone into panic. There's no toilet roll. There's no toilet roll anywhere. I also heard the other day there's no Skittles. I'm not sure about that. I haven't been to the shop, obviously. But yeah, that's what's kicking off with the today with the virus. So how am I doing? Thanks for asking. I mentioned before. Actually, I didn't. I didn't mention it before. I'll mention it now. I live with two other people, Tim and Ruth. Yesterday I lodge in their house, so I live in the attic of their house, so that's where I am. And obviously, with two other people being in the house, I didn't want to, knock about and do stuff that would spread anything potentially. So I kind of just stayed upstairs and but I think sadly there's a couple of symptoms. One of them is got a little something, and so it's being a bit cautious, which is sad, but also means that potentially it's somebody else I could talk to. Which I don't want. I don't want anyone to get sick. But silver linings. But no. So I've actually talked to some people today, in person, which I've really appreciated. But apart from that, I'm spending a lot of time by myself in one space has been horrific. And having this to do has been really helpful. But for the most part, maybe you can relate, I'm a bit of an overthinker. And it's actually something I've tried to combat recently. So this has come at an interesting time because I've only just recently tried to combat that. So I haven't quite nailed it yet. So overthinking, big issue. And in the sense for me personally, it's about like pretty much everything I've ever done, which is a lot of stuff. And it's good and bad stuff, but for the most part, it's like it's not helpful to overthink anything. So this setup scared me because I was like, oh, this is like it's like the environment to incubate and grow this kind of thing. I don't know why I use that metaphor, but this is prime. This is prime time. This is the setup for that to kick off. So I'm praying and trying to keep busy, but it's hard. And today, actually, I feel okay, but I know that's going to get difficult. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And I think actually it might be good for me to have to deal with it intensively, because I should come out, if I do it properly, come out the other side. Well, an experience of how to deal with it better with my brain. So that's kind of on my mind. My mind is on my mind. But I'm kind of slowly, like, I miss people. I miss everyone that I know. I really do. And thinking ahead to the week, there's a bunch of stuff I can't do, and I'm sad about that. And it's sad. But we're doing it for the cause. So that's kind of how I'm doing. That's how my brain's doing. And I note on this as well, God made people for many reasons, but one of them is so that they could be there for other people. He made us for fellowship, what we call fellowship. So we could have fellows, and we could all be on the same ship. No. Yeah. So we could all be there for each other and be together and interact with people and be family for each other. So that's one of the things we desire as humans. Whether you're a Christian or not, you believe in God or not, I think you'll know and you'll agree that it's a human desire and need to have other people around their lives and around them. So that's the basic level, and I think some of us crave or need that more than others, and so it makes sense that that's going to be difficult. But thank God that we live in an age of technology. I've had a couple of FaceTimes, I've had lots of texts, and that's really good, and I'm thankful for that. But nothing beats a bit of breathing the same air, which obviously is not a good idea right now. So, yeah. That's how I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about how I'm doing because it's going to turn into a 3-hour monologue about my entire life. So that's right now. That's how I'm doing. I'm doing good. Missing people. Okay, moving on. So yesterday, I explained that my good friend Patty was going to give me a daily challenge, and now is the time where I will reveal to you how that panned out. So she called me, as she promised, at midday on the dot, and I recorded the phone conversations, so I'm going to play that to you. Apologies for the sound quality, the volume is a bit lackluster, but I'm just sorry about that. So yeah, here's how that went. Patty challenge. Oh. Oh yeah.
Day 2. How's it going?
Oh man, I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Oh my gosh. I run out of stuff to do very fast.
Have you already run out of things?
I mean, what can I do? I can watch TV for a bit, but do you know what I mean? Oh my gosh. I can't really leave the room, and so I'm kind of I'm literally trapped in the attic. That's not just a fun slogan, it's the reality of the situation.
So how did you get on with my challenge of the day?
So yesterday you said to me the words, something along the lines of, I want a poem or a song, and then you said, it's you, so you'll do a song.
I would like to hear a song or poem. It was you, it was going to be a song. It was you, it was going to be a song.
It was you, it was going to be a song.
And I felt put in a box, Patty. I felt labelled. I felt predictable, and as an Enneagram 4, I didn't like that.
I mean, you can see why I said it.
Yeah, I can. But I decided to go against the grain, and I've done a poem.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I'm so excited.
And you have qualifications in literature, don't you?
I do. I don't know how much use they are.
Well, they're about to come into play right now as you analyse this poem. And tell me what you think at the end. No, I won't. Okay, we can discuss it at the end. But just remind me and everybody what your brief was, if you can recall.
My brief was that I wanted to hear a song or poem or story or something about a little tiny man that lives in the skirting boards of a student house and what he gets up to with his time, because I can imagine it might be a horrendous place to live.
Okay. So, this poem is called Tiny Man in Skirting Board Poem. I just finished it, so I couldn't think of a name.
Do you remember when at uni, when I had to do a catalogue of poems, and then we went through them, and you were like, "What are all these names?"
Yeah.
One of them was called University.
Yeah, I remember.
Now do you see?
Yeah, okay, I get it. So yeah, Tiny Man in Skirting Board Poem. After all, I'm not that tall. You see, they never see me. I'm but a rodent in the walls. A speck of dust, a tiny man in the skirting board. Oftentimes I wonder, do I want to be out there, a part of the chaos, drama, companionship for life? Yeah, right. It's right. The dirt, the noise, the endless cries for milk and cheese. Hey, mate! My eyes light up. Oh, wait, not me. Maybe there are more like me, longing to borrow another skirting board. Alas, sometimes we're exactly where we need to be. As for me, I'll be okay. I do my part and keep the mice and rats at bay. I fix the wires, I fill the gaps. With me you've got your one-man trap. Even though you don't know I'm living in your skirting board, I'm here for you, you youthful vagabonds. After all, I'm not that tall. There you go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, not only am I surprised by the fact that you've done a poem, that was the deepest thing I've ever heard.
I know.
I didn't know you could be so poetic.
I think it reflects my current. When I wrote it, I was like, "Oh gosh, this has gone a bit. It's gone a bit too deep, isn't it?"
So intense.
It's very intense. I was like, "Oh, maybe this is how I feel." Because I'm trapped here, but I'm actually okay. But for the sake of everybody else, I have to stay here. You know.
You are the little tiny man.
Yes. Yeah. So, did you like it?
I did. It had a good flow. I liked the choice of some words. I liked the vagabond. Had good wording. Oh, well done.
Thanks.
I'm very pleased with that.
Thanks.
Can you actually send me that poem? I'd quite like to read it.
Yeah, I can.
I'm being serious.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I've got time, so I can sort that out. Alright.
Alright, well, I'll talk to you later.
Good night. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. Alright. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. If anybody would like a handwritten copy of that exquisite poetry, then give me a shout. I'll send it on. Oh my goodness. So I have another challenge for tomorrow, and here is Patty once more to tell us what that is.
Alright, how's it going? Alright? Outside of your house, by the back door, next to the blue bin, is a bag, an orange Sainsbury's bag. Inside of that bag is your next challenge. Also inside that bag is a few other bits, which you will find. Enjoy! Bye!
So, so I've just listened to that message from Patty. I've gone downstairs. I braved the outdoors, found the bag. I've got it here. So we're going to have a look together what's in the bag. So I've got the challenge paper here. I'll finish with that. But let's see what supplies that she deemed appropriate for somebody who's quarantined. So, first thing is 4 cheese-topped white baps. 4 cheese-topped white baps. Fantastic. Love a cheesy white bap. Then I've got 2 cans of soup. One's cream of mushroom. One is cream of tomato. I don't understand. I've never understood what the cream part is. Like, what do you mean cream of? Like, did you milk the tomato? Did you milk the mushroom? What does that mean? And then baked beans in tomato sauce. So there's that. I've got here spaghetti meatballs ready meal. A taste of Italy. Juicy meatballs simmered in a herby tomato sauce. Fantastic. Last, oh yeah, okay. A nice, tasty, protein-filled pack of Fridge Raiders. Smoky barbecue flavour, which I've never seen before. Is that new? So, a delightful array of foods there. Thank you, Patty. And the challenge paper. So, let me just describe this to you. It's folded in half. On the front, it says comfort zone, and there's an arrow pointing to a box, which I assume is the comfort zone. Then that arrow points to a warning arrow, which is labelled cringe ahead. And then that arrow then points to a very delightful drawing of me. And from what I'm gauging from this is that this challenge will take me out of my comfort zone into a very large cringe area. So, I look forward to that. Right. The Tifa. Oh no, no. Oh, okay. Your challenge of the day is to watch and review Love is Blind on Netflix. Love, Patty. Oh, flipping heck. I've heard about this show and it's... I mean, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. Alright. But I will. I'll do it. Well, yeah. Watch and review Love is Blind. How many episodes? I'm really concerned I'm going to get hooked on it. I hope not. That'll upset me. But alright, so that's tomorrow's challenge. So I'll watch a couple of episodes tonight then. Great, that's my evening sorted. Fantastic. So, as I've explained, I have a lot of thoughts, and a lot of them are kind of, they're just not very important. They're just, it's not that people don't care, but they're not life-changing things, and they're things that I would class slightly unnecessary to rant about, but I do anyway. So, I thought I'd add a little section in, and we'd call this section Unnecessary Rants. So today's unnecessary rant is about tea. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. In Britain, we know we love a cup of tea. A cup of tea pretty much borderline solves most problems in the initial stages. It just brings the panic level down. It kind of brings perspective. You know, you hear the words, oh, I'll chuck the kettle on, I'll put the kettle on, and immediately it's like you've taken a breath of fresh air. There are specific or certain ways that you make a cup of tea that's important, and I have very strong opinions about this, and I'm going to share them now. If you disagree, let me know. We can have an in-depth conversation about if you disagree or not. I'm happy to do it. Borderline, normally have to stop myself from getting too kind of hyped about this because I get really into it. So anyway, tea. This is how and why you make a cup of tea. Okay, I'm not just going to tell you how to make it and just say just because I said so. There's reasons, people. There are reasons. So here we go. First of all, your water. Okay. No, scrap that. Let's rewind. Your tea, obviously, that's the most important part. Okay. There are many ways or many forms that the tea leaf can come in, and one of the most common ways is a tea bag. So I'm gonna talk about that. I could talk about why it's better to use loose leaf tea until I die. But I think that will just take too long, if I'm honest. So let's stick with tea bags. Okay, we'll keep it simple. We'll just keep it simple. You got your tea bag now. If you can do, splash out a little bit on a Yorkshire tea at a minimum. Because basically, the way tea works is the leaf grows, they take the leaves off of the plant, and then the kind of first flush of that are your higher teas, your higher level loose leaf teas, and then the kind of closer you get to the little scratty bits of the plant is like how you get in your cheap tea bags. And if you go right now to your kitchen and you open up like a PG Tips or a Tetley's or a Red Label, you'll open it, and if you compare that to like I say like a Twinings or a tea peg, something where you'll see that the cheaper option is actually just ground up dirt and sticks and little bits of leaf. You can't even tell there's leaves in there. And then the kind of higher up you go, the more leaf-like the tea looks. And so I draw the line at Yorkshire tea. I mean, am I going to reject the cup of tea if it's not? No. I'll drink it. I have simultaneously low and high standards. So, yeah, I'll drink it. But if I could choose, I'd go Yorkshire and above. Okay, so we're there. We've got a good tea bag. Your water. You don't, much like coffee, you don't want to boil it to 100 degrees because it's gonna burn the leaf. Now, I actually don't think that matters if it's like a dirty tea bag. Go for it, boil it to your heart's content. Now, if there's anything to burn there, but if you've got a nice kind of loose leaf sitch, or like go for it between 80 and 90 degrees, I'd say, if you can. And if you don't have a fancy kettle, I mean, I don't, just kind of stop it before it gets to the boil, or if it does boil all the way, leave it for a couple minutes. Just get the temperature down a bit. That's going to get you a nicer brew. Take note of your brew time. Do at least 3 minutes. Get it strong. You can always add more milk, but you can't add more tea. So, at least 3 minutes, people. Use that time to kind of stand, have a think, have a pray, reflect. Send a nice text to somebody. Take time to slow down. The world is crazy, especially now. Next thing you want to do is when you take the tea bag out of the mug, for the life of all that is holy and good in this world, don't squeeze it. Don't squeeze it against the side of the mug, please, because you're squeezing out all the bitterness. It's not French press situation. Just take it out, and if you brew it for long enough, you don't need to squeeze it. The only reason people are squeezing is because they're impatient. I'm aware I could be offending a lot of people right now, but I'm sorry. I've given myself this platform, so I'm taking the opportunity. Okay, and the classic debate, milking first or after. Now, I don't understand personally why this is even a question. How are you supposed to know, especially if you're making tea for somebody else, how much milk you're going to need, especially if you don't brew the tea for the same amount of time, it's a different type of tea. How on earth are you supposed to know how much milk you're going to need? You don't know. So help yourself out and don't put the milk in first. And the reason that even was a thing ever is because in the OG days, when tea was drunk out of china, fine china, milk used to go in first, because if you just poured boiling water straight into the china, it would crack it. So they used to put the milk in first, just to kind of be a little buffer for the temperature change. That's why they did it. So don't do it. So put your milk in after, because then you can gauge it. You know, it's like a work of art. You know how much paint to put in. And then especially if other people have asked you for a certain strength, you can gauge it from there. I just think it's the way to go. And then there you've got the perfect cup of tea. Those are your basic foundations. And that's all I wanted to share. And I'm only sharing this because I've had a remarkable amount of conversations lately, and with a lot of people who don't agree with much of what I've just said. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to share. Those are my thoughts. So that's today's unnecessary rant. Alright, chaps, well that's today. It's 2 minutes to 6. There's a lot of hours left of today. But if you've got this far, thanks. It's good to know you want to hear my incessant rambling. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow. With your ears. You'll see me with your ears. You'll hear me tomorrow. So yeah, remember guys to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. And if you have any recommendations of things I can watch and talk about, even if you want me to ramble on about stuff, then let me know. You know, most of you have got my number. You can message me. Or do message me. Give me a bell. Yeah. Be blessed. I'll see you tomorrow. Trapped in the attic, trapped in the attic, trapped in the attic for 7 days. Trapped in the attic, oh help me.